And then he wasn't there. And there were no spirits there. And I went, oh, I thought Bob was here, Kayla. And she went, no. And then the girl said on the spirit box, it's coming. It's trying to get in. So I went and got Kayla, who was completely drained like a battery. I said, Kayla, there's something trying to get in. What is it? So she said, yeah, there's been something walking up and down the front door the whole night. I went, are you fucking serious? She said, yeah. She said, Steve's on it. I went, oh, no, I don't think he is on it. I just felt like I was so anxious. My name is Dolly and you're listening to another episode of Kyneton Paranormal. This one, it's getting a little bit funkier and I don't like it to be like this, but there you go. I've stirred up clearly a hornet's nest of fucking demons lately. You're going to be hearing about attack that happened at one of the investigations, a public investigation that I had at a lovely little hall where there's lovely spirits. There's no fucking demons. Until last night, right? Anyway, but we're going to get through it together, okay? It's okay. Just take a breath. We're going to get through it. It's all good. What am I doing? Hi, Lozzy. How are you?
Sure.
So last night we were at the beautiful Lancefield Mechanics Institute and in one episode we talked about Bob, our beautiful Bob, and crossing over Bob. And he was there. He came in to say hello, which was really lovely. We had 2 sessions, so you weren't there, Loz, is all I'm saying. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And perhaps because you weren't there anyway, the shit show happened. So when we started off, it was all really beautiful and lovely, and we chatted to Mikey, who, you know, we had Amy coming along and she made that connection with Mikey. So she came back and was chatting to Mikey and he was turning on the torches and he was flickering the lights. I then had, of course, my Jack the Soldier. He was lighting sensors up on the stage. Kayla had her, Steve and Jacob there and they were having great conversations. We were talking about my dud headphones and also Steve told everyone to turn off their phones. So Steve the Spirit was in, you know, he was pretty hilarious for the first group. So the first group were going, oh, wow, this is fun. We also like that spirit that's a little bit dark. We managed to turn him around and he couldn't remember his name, but it came through that it was Adam and he was so excited. So he was rattling the door. Yeah, so he was rattling the door and we gave him lots of love because he was getting a bit dark and woo-woo. But I think that's just because he was just so stuck, right? So we were like giving him a big round of applause that he'd remembered his name and he actually screamed out Kayla's name right at the beginning, like we all heard it. He just yelled out at the back of the hall, Kayla, really loud.
This is making a lot of sense to me.
It's making a lot of sense, is it? What's happening?
Yeah, it is.
Whoa.
Well, I walked through with Kayla before that investigation and just sort of tried to, you know, kind of big sister her and, you know, say, do you see this? What do you feel?
Yeah.
Yada, yada.
Yeah.
So Adam had poked his head out at the brick wall and I remember telling you and Kayla and you were like a bit, but he's just a mischievous kind of young bloke and he was, you know, rattling the door while I was doing tarot readings as well. And in a way it's kind of helped Kayla grow a little bit, you know, like try to get around a different energy, you know. I didn't think he was too dark at all. I was just more curious. I was like, I still want to know you though.
Yeah,
which is want lovely. To talk to you.
Which is what you do, Lozzy, which is great. And so she kind of did. We kind of just went, listen, actually we were being a little bit naughty because he wasn't giving us his name right. So we focused on his name and that kind of helped. And then somebody heard Adam on the spirit box. And then we said, is your name Adam? Can we call you Adam? And it was just like a revelation to him. Like he was just like so excited that he remembered his name. And I think Steve, her spirit guide, helped her as well. So, yeah, it was definitely from Kayla and Steve. I think they really helped Adam. He was so happy. Yeah. Okay, so last night we went back there and that was the first group was great. So we had Adelaide come up from the Lancefield guest house. I had my second bishop drop on in. There was lots of, hi, how are you? Yeah. And then we had Esther from the Kyneton Theatre. There was lots of the spirits were all chatting to each other. Yeah, good to see. Oh, is this Kayla? I haven't met her. Hi, Kayla. Like it was really lovely. That was the first group. Mm-hmm. Now the first group, one of the girls, the lovely little group that we had along, one of the girls heard demonic on the spirit box on the headphones. And she kind of pulled the headphones off and went, oh, Dolly, I just said demonic. And I just said, oh, no, there's no demons here. This place is fabulous. It's a place of memory. It's a place of happiness. It's a place of loveliness. And one of the other girls, not part of related to her, just said, oh, I wouldn't mind that. I said, stop right there. You wouldn't mind that. We are not talking that way. We are only talking to the love and the light. But she was quite open to it, this other girl. Ooh, demon, that'd be nice. Anyway, the second group came a little bit later and they were all young and groovy and really into it, but there was no chatter from the spirits. And Kayla was just sitting there and I could see she was getting drained. I was feeling really, really anxious. There was no rattling the doors. There was no excitement. And then I thought, oh, maybe they're just tired, right? See, Bugsy.
You're already ringing my alarm bells right now. Yes.
Bugsy was going, my little dog, my little 8-month-old toy poodle, Bichon Frise, demon slayer, was going off his nut. I mean, screaming at the front door, all right, screaming. And I just went, oh, my God, you're out of control tonight.
But I've seen it. He gets so upset when it's something that we can't see. He gets so upset.
When it's negative, though, he goes off his head. When it's negative.
He does.
He certainly does. He was like screaming, right, at the door. And I just went, oh, okay. They're kind of like the group went its different ways. And a couple of people went, and one lovely girl went, Maddie sat on the couch where Bob sits. And Bob popped in and went, hi, Bob. And I went, and then he wasn't there. And there were no spirits there. And I went, oh, I thought Bob was here, Carla. And she went, no. And then the girl said on the spirit box, it's coming. It's trying to get in. So I went and got Carla, who was completely drained like a battery. I said, Carla, there's something trying to get in. What is it? So she said, yeah, there's been something walking up and down the front door the whole night. I went, are you fucking serious? She said, yeah. So she said, Steve's on it. I went, oh, no, I don't think he is on it. I just felt like I was so anxious. Like there was alarm bells just ringing off for me, which is, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting a little bit more in tune with it all.
This is still Lancefield you're talking about this is happening at?
Yes, at the mechanics, at the lovely Mechanics Institute where we crossed over Bob.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, And then Carla came back out and she said, oh, it's screaming at me. And I went, what? And Steve's really trying to push it back. So I got Jack the Soldier over. I then went on and Steve was like, it was a tussle and there was still yucky things coming through the spirit box saying it's coming, it's trying to get in. Bugsy was still barking mentally. And then I just went, oh, no, this is too much for us. So I got the group all together. And, you know, this poor group, I mean, that was the first time on a little Paranormal 101. They were like, what's going on? I said, listen, I hate to get
happening?
yeah, right. I said, I hate to get welcome. I said, I hate to get really dark and woo-woo, but I tell you what we're going to do. We are all going to form a big line here. You are all going, I don't care if you believe in this shit or not, right? But you are all going to call on your ancestors and we need everyone to push this piece of shit to the other side. So then I said a little prayer to Archangel Michael. And then I called on the bishops, and then I called on the masons, and then I called on, and I had Jack go and get the masons. So I said, Jack, go and get the masons. And I gave him 5 minutes. I said, are the masons here? And someone said on the spirit box, here. I went, good. Are the bishops here? Here. Good. Okay. Has everyone got their guys?
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps as you're saying this. And Michael did tell me that you prayed.
I did. I bloody well did. And then
I couldn't wait to tell you that. I was like, I was proud of you because you prayed. I was like, oh, she prayed last night.
Oh, my God. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just going, oh, my God, we're far out. And so Kayla, you're right. She said, yeah, still screaming at us and Steve's screaming back. And then when we all stood in a line and I said, come on, guys, close your eyes. Let's give this our best shot. Kayla said she nearly collapsed. She said there was so much spirit in that room, like 1,000 spirits, and it was just flooded. And then the leader was Archangel Michael. She saw Archangel Michael grab that fucking thing because it wasn't stopping. Like this was like a good half hour. There was argy-bargy between Steve and Jack, and Adelaide came down and, you know, and they just couldn't cope. It just kept on going and going and going. So that's why I called on Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael came. She said she saw Archangel Michael grab it. She saw then the bishops behind it and then our kind of everyone else. everyone else just fucking pushing this thing out.
Yeah.
And then poor darling nearly collapsed, right? She just said, oh, my God, that was so much. And she sat down and I said, are we clear? And then Steve, and she had to listen on the spirit box and Steve's going, it's fine. It's all good. Yeah, bit of a punch on, but we're all fine.
Throw down if they need to.
Oh, they were apparently throwing holy water at it. They were pulling out all the stops. Kayla was saying they were chucking everything at it, but it just wouldn't stop. So it really needed Archangel Michael to grab it by the scruff. And I think because we've got all our hands, I think it was just all of us that were just so invested in getting rid of this. I said, listen, you all guys can't leave until we get rid of this thing because it's going to come home with somebody. So the poor darlings, I put literally the fear of God into everybody. And then I think Maggie came through and sat down and went, ooh, celebration. And then the doors started rattling again and Mikey started turning the torches on and it was just like,
oh, isn't that cute?
Cute.
Isn't that cute?
Cute.
Very cute. I hope Kayla's okay though, because I know what it's like. Even when an angel and spirit is in our presence, it's like you're going to black out. It's like you've been running all day. The poor girl's probably going to be tired.
Oh, she's going to be exhausted. I was exhausted and I think everyone was exhausted. We all just all collapsed. I went, okay.
Know that all the spirits, all the bishops, all the spirit that was surrounding her the days before were preparing her. So it's all part of the plan. I know it sounds vicious, but she's done so great. She's really young and, that's what I see in her is that capability. So congrats,
And
Kayla.
she wasn't scared either. She was going, I've got all my Nordic ancestors. You don't scare me. Like she was, she said, like, and apparently it appeared like this complete black mass and its big red tongue was coming out and it was screaming like every obscenity at her. She was just facing it and she said it was staring at her and she was staring it back. She said, you fuck with me, you fuck with my ancestors. And she was...
The whole approach I want any of your listeners to kind of adopt is that calling on our ancestors, Archangel Michael. We don't need to put up with the bullshit from spirit in any sense.
Oh, how exciting. There's a big no. That's not my voice. That's somebody else's voice. And I'm thinking that's a spirit voice saying no. Have a little listen again.
Spirit. No. In any sense from spirit.
No.
In any sense.
No. I think this thing's been around me a while because, Lozzy, that's what I do is I try and help. I help spirit and I help people. So I think this thing's been targeting me big time.
A little bit. Like I've said this before, because we do good work, we do get these dark kind of spirit obsessions, these entities that just kind of hang around and want to mess it up, want to derail us. But it won't stop us again.
Well,
we've got the experience to know what's good and bad.
I think also the warning signs too, like when you do listen on the spirit box and you do hear they're trying to get in or demonic, I think, I'm now kind of picking up on that a lot more. It's like, what do they say? That's not what our spirits say here. And when it gets really quiet on the spirit box too, like they were also chatty before, and then it got really quiet because they were all you felt like all the spirits had left the room and they were just standing at that door trying to fight this whatever the fuck it was, right? So I think you got targeted last night too, did you?
I did. So I don't know what time it all went down, but I went to bed early. So would have been 9 o'clock. I started hearing a lot of whispering and a really dark figure had come in my bedroom. I still had a reading light on. So it's whispering beside me and I started recording it was that bad, but I didn't get anything. It took quite a lot to get him out of my room and out the house.
And because you're connected with me, I don't know who was attacked first. Maybe it just went, oh, well, Dolly's by herself. Ha! Because you're quite protected at your house, you know what I mean? So,
well, I just put him in his corner, really. Like I kind of have more fun with it than just calling Archangel Mike. I'm like, yeah, you want to come into my room? I'll throw salt at you. Get in your corner. They really pester me sometimes. So it was a male entity. It was whispering and quite loud. So it was very poltergeisty. So I think all the knocks and all the door rattling you would have had leading up to was the same spirit.
No, I know that was Adam. Oh, well, it might have been like we might have thought Adam when like the scream of Kayla. That might have been from it actually. It might not have been from Adam because we all heard
Maybe
it.
had a big crew around us, so more than I can count at the moment.
Yeah.
I've been a bit overloaded with spirits. So, you know, that's why I'm like, yep, got our crew. Nothing gets through that crew. Nothing gets through these guys.
Oh, no, it's quite beautiful to know that they've all got our back. I know I've said that a lot, but I really was really happy with it last night. Because you weren't there, right? And poor Kayla, she's only 17. She was seeing it was just staring at her and screaming for a good half hour. And Steve was going, I'm going to, on the spirit box, her spirit guide's going, I'm going to snap your fucking head off. You know, like he was. And
yeah.
he was having a good time.
Sounds exactly like them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was up for it. He was going, you're not getting through to her. And that's why it was outside. So Steve managed to keep it outside. But then I was scared when we all come outside, it's anyone's. We're going home with it. So I was just determined to get rid of it then. Wow. I just don't, whether it was conjured up by somebody, whether because I talk about getting rid of them and how to detect them, maybe they're just doing this podcast, Loz.
I know it's because we've been recording lately. Unfortunately, you know, airwaves just bring that extra point of amplification. They hear us on the other end, and we could offend them with just the most simplest words, swearing right next to their name, that kind of thing. So a lot of these spirits come from 100 years ago, the one with the buildings that we investigate. And then it's not just those buildings, it's bigger communities that they have. So it's not always our ghost sometimes. It's not always our friend that comes on in and disrupts what we do.
Oh, no.
It can be an attachment.
Oh, well, actually, Carla said that the first group, one girl had this big guy that was attached to her and he was quite terrifying. And I said, oh, maybe we should have told her. And you know, she's only 17. Like, I mean, if she'd gone to someone and go, oh, by the way, you brought somebody in with you and he's disgusting. Like it's I know when you're around and that girl's got an attachment, I go, well, can you go and have a chat to her?
Yep.
Kayla picked up on one of the ladies that came. She was only young and she was really distracted actually. She wasn't really a part of the group. She kept kind of walking off by herself. Like she didn't want to talk to the lovely spirits, come to think of it. And Kayla said, yeah, she had an attachment. I went, so it is, you know, and maybe she's been to all the crap places. Oh, you can pick them up you can pick them up at Aldi, for God's sake, can't you, darling? So
yeah. And all they're doing is body jumping. They're only looking for other things and other people to annoy and attach to.
And because we're all open on a paranormal investigation, right? We're all going, yeah, we're open. They're going, yeah, well, it's opportune time for them, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's more to what we see, quite physically.
Well, you see it, darling, and we don't. The average person doesn't. Yeah. So, and what Carla was describing me was, I actually said, oh, darling, I don't think I could hear anymore because it was just in my head. Then I was seeing what she saw. And I went, I don't want to fucking see that.
Yeah. Sometimes our guides give us no choice and we've got to see it.
So even though you're doing investigations, what's the message maybe for people to just be protected, to call on your loved ones? How do we stop? It's all fun when they make a sensor go off, but how can we be 100% safe? I don't think we can, actually.
There's no such thing as 100% safe. And, you know, I just think there's no way to control spirit or to control what comes in, that kind of thing. There's no way of doing that unless we go dark, and we're not that kind of people. So calling on our ancestors and really being aware of what you spiritually need and networking with people that can help you in times of need. So if you're starting the paranormal investigating, just a tiny bit of research, a couple of paranormal shows, a couple of our podcasts, wink, wink.
Yes.
Just to get those basics of, staging before and after, telling out loud to the spirit to leave the car before you leave the gate is a big one. That's a really good practice. Simple, but
get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Get out of the car.
Drop it off at the cemetery.
Yeah, so doing these small things actually means quite a lot. And there's spiritual boundaries that are being crossed sometimes because we forget those things. And that's what the dark stuff wants.
Well, it's so easy to forget when you can't see through a medium's eyes. It's so easy to forget that it is all very real. And there's been several times I've just thought, I don't think I can do this because I want people to be safe on my tours, and I can't guarantee that, because I don't have those psychic abilities. Mind you, I know that I've got the big spiritual team around me, but I just think it's dangerous and I don't want people to be in danger. But I know people are just going to keep on doing it and want to do the ghost tours. So if I can educate along the way, I guess maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. But there has been several times I thought, I've got no fucking idea what I'm doing.
What are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
But that's how you're sort of meant to be doing it, is if you've got that really good questioning, abstract reasoning in your head to make all those feelings and dark stuff and turn it into logic and take the facts from it. You're meant to be, on your spiritual path. You're meant for all this stuff if you're questioning it. Because we should be. We shouldn't be accepting any spirit that comes through. No. Or anything that, we've still got to do that vet process and double check and triple check that they are them.
That they are your mob. They're not somebody there just pretending they are.
Exactly. Yeah. It takes me about 6 months to make sure my guide is my guide. And they pick on me, but this is why I triple check because I've been tricked before.
So what's some kind of basic things that people can do when they go on an investigation besides, maybe binge our podcast, but is there any kind of rocks or things that they can take with them or spray themselves with salt or do the back accident? What can they do?
Yep, there's a lot. So obviously bring some sage for after. Before you even turn any equipment on or start the tour, just to do that bubble of white light for protection. There's a couple of visual exercises that I like to work with, bubble, the gold light and you can work with that intuitively. I do guide people, as you know, at the start of the tour with those.
We just kind of get out on the earth, don't we, darling? And
get your feet on the ground.
Get your feet on the ground before you start and call on, and put that big golden light. But if you can't visualise like that, like me, it's still important to have that intention, is it?
So people who can't visualise, I just say to just stand there and be present. Take some deep breaths, listen to the trees and the wind. Feel the grass in your toes. If you can't visualize, just feeling and being in the present is that grounding exercise for people that can't visualize. Bringing your heart rate down, calming yourself down so you're not going in anxious, scared, overexcited, because again, those emotional states is what spirit or bad spirit can feed on. You want to make sure you're in a good emotional and mental state before you go in, and physical too. Anyone with severe heart problems, I don't know how they get through a whole tour.
Well, especially if they're an empath or a sensitive. I mean, I felt like I was going to have a panic attack last night, and I'm not like that.
But again, that's just, you can always reset and go out.
No, that's weird. Someone just went, a female voice again just said, thanks, creepy, thanks. Well, not that creepy because it was a thanks. So I reckon it's one of our beautiful spirits.
Reset and go outside too during. So if you're feeling any of that while you're doing it, taking that minute to go outside and reground and reset, perfect.
And even just maybe wearing some kind of, what kind of protection bracelets can they wear? Like basic rocks?
I'd say crystals can be really personal. I really think that the person chooses what crystal will protect them. There are some EMF stopping crystals, and they have been proven to stop EMF pulses that come from, spirit, technology, etc., etc. And it's called shungite, and it's black, and it's a coal-based crystal. That's one crystal that I can recommend that can stop actual attacks. It's called shungite, and it's SHUNGITE.
I don't think I've got any of that. I've got the black obsidian.
I literally tried to give you a rock of shungite at Bishop's, and you're like, yeah, take your rock back. And I was like, you're going to regret this later.
When did I say that?
Everybody, she rejected the rock.
Okay, so that's what happened. I rejected the rock and then I got attacked by a demon.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm not. All right, I'm going to accept that rock next time, darling. And next time, throw it at the back of my head next time if I don't accept it, please.
Slip it in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Easy done.
Yeah, easy done.
There are some crystals that do actually stop psychic attacks. So amethyst, shungite, clear quartz are some basics. I think a majority of people don't like to get too witchy about it. Archangel Michael prayer for a second. Whatever religion you have, hold on to your faith, hold on to your ancestors. Anything that makes someone feel strong is what I'd say to take with you through one of Dolly's investigations.
Yeah, and don't be scared. Don't go in with nervousness. Don't go in with, oh my God, something's going to attack me.
You're kind of asking to be spooked. They love it. I mean, if you were dead, wouldn't you want to annoy and poke people and see if you can spook them? Absolutely. So that's what they do.
Yeah, good gag, hey? Good sight gag anyway, watching someone squeal.
They love a good joke. They love a good scare, and they won't do it in the ways that pleases you. It'll please them.
But the negative ones feed off the really, and I think even if you're depressed or if you had a bad day, don't go on it. Because I think
if not, call your sister and have a good chat about something, so you're not so heavy when you walk through the door.
Play some disco on the way in. I always
play some music, lighten the mood.
The happy spirits like a bit of music, and it brings them out, doesn't it? It brings out all this happy spirit.
I guess approach a building full of spirits like a building of people you've never met before.
How are you going to turn them around? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to turn them around going, oh, are you dead? What happened to you? You go, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. Oh, there's something wrong with you. I'm going to talk to somebody else.
Exactly. And they have feelings. So, that's my advice. Well, I don't know if they see our auras or feel it. I've tried asking them, and I think it's more of seeing how bright we are. If you're a bit depressed, you're a bit dim. Makes sense.
Well, I'm always a bit dim, darling, so...
So am I. Yeah.
Auras.
But a good old, good spirits love a good old dark humour too. So, you know what? A bit of humour doesn't hurt in this industry and this kind of field that we're doing. You need a bit of humour just so you're not taking it all so seriously as well.
Yeah, don't take it all so dark and... there was no
other world.
There was no other. This is our world. Yeah, get out of it. Get out of the car.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unless there are protectors. Get in the car.
And then if anyone wants to adopt any spirit teams, that takes a bit more. We've left Adelaide a sandwich at Lancefield before and a cup of tea. So doing things for spirits like that can help you.
Taking flowers into Esther at the Kyneton.
Yeah, they love it.
Bluestone
they
Theatre.
really love it. It's not for benefit. It's just like they genuinely actually love it, playing some music that that they love. It's how we've kept up our connections with all of them. We've really gotten to know them.
Well, for Sammy, I always play a Fleetwood Mac song, Gypsy. Gypsy, I always play that for her, or try to.
She tells me that, yeah.
Yeah, because she was really stuck. So she's a fun girl, so stop thinking, and you have to get them thinking differently too. And look what we did with beautiful Adam last night. I mean, he was a legend. He was rattling that door and he was standing on this sensor that it never works. He was just standing on that. And I said, darling, can you please move? No, it was just like, and he was having a great time as a result. And I said, Adam, have a chat to Steve, have a chat to Jack, the Bishops, you can be part of our team. you just got to see things differently, mate. But Lozzy, thank you so much for talking about my demonic attack.
No, you're welcome. I was hanging on the edge of my chair trying to wait for you to tell me what happened last night, but it's all good. It was a good outcome, and I'm really, really grateful that Taylor was there and all of our spirits. Really grateful.
Do you think it's gone?
Because we've been recording, we're drawing attention to a few dark energies.
But if Archangel Michael takes it by the scruff, surely it's gone.
Surely it's gone.
It's gone, Loz.
But so Michael spoke to me this morning just after you texted me saying, got to tell you what's happened last night. He did say pray, and he did say the gates closed. I think it was successful. I don't think we need to doubt ourselves. And when we do these things, there's always that tiny bit of doubt too. We've got to get rid of that doubt sometimes.
Yes, just believe.
Even I doubt myself.
Yeah, just believe that, yes, our team was there. They did the job. Demon gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it, because it is still feeding it that energy. Oh, well, then I'm going to creep in.
Well, then it's other minions will jump on in. So, yeah, no, we dealt with it. You want to throw something at us, we'll fucking deal with that again.
Like I was joking with Kayla in the car, remember? I was like, yep, next level. And she's like, no. But it's a reality. The stronger she gets, sometimes she'll have, a funky investigation that's like a full showdown, and that's okay. That's part of her learning.
Well, part of my learning too, darling, really, that I can also cope because I don't have that medium ability. But for me to actually believe as well that they're all around me is what and it's taken a while for me to do that. So I really felt.
And I've been able to watch that process between you and it's freaking cute. I was like, I knew that, they'd all huddle around you. So for me to watch that process of you bonding with all of them too, without abilities, I dare say you might be able to tap in one day soon. I keep saying this.
Tappy, Dolly.
Happy Dolly. Well, exactly.
Okay. All right, my darling. Well, love you, and thank you so much for debriefing with me. And
no problem.
And I'd like to thank everyone for having a little listen of, oh my God, the shit show that happened last night.
Until next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Until next time. Ah, yeah. What about until the next night when Dolly is by herself at an investigation? She doesn't have a backup team mediums. She doesn't have Lozzy the Medium. She doesn't have Kayla the Medium. She's just got herself. She has 8 people in a old hall. Not the Lancefield hall, but the Elmore hall, which is a really lovely hall. Yes, it is. It's seeped in history. It's got spirits from all different ages. It's got the original librarian, Audrey, who's a bit deaf and likes to turn the lights on and off. It has kids. It used to be an old school, so it's got a classroom. And the kids are still there, and they love the toys that I bring it. And it's got the teacher, and she's trying to keep the kids in a line. And then there's a couple of dudes that come out, and I don't know, someone owes someone $20, so they have a bit of a fight with each other. But that's okay. Then there's another Michael. There always seems to be a lot of Michael spirits. What's going on there? Michael and Steve. Anyway, there's a Michael that's fallen off a ladder at the back of the stage, but he's nice. He's really nice and friendly. We also have Christine, the ticket taker, because it used to be a film projection house back in the day, like after it was built, after 1914. I think the movies came into fashion around 1920, so it was remodeled into a projection house. We still have the ticketing lady there asking for the tickets. It's really cute, going, tickets please, tickets please. Oh, what was the movie? And I asked her last night, I said, what's your favourite movie? Marie Antoinette, that's it. Christine's favourite movie, Marie Antoinette, a classic. And then it just turned pear-shaped, just like the Lancefield. It turned pear-shaped, but I didn't have anyone that could see or hear. Well, I had a little bit of backup with the medium and her mother, but they weren't there to help me. They were just there to come along to the tour, really. Suddenly, somebody heard the spirits went quiet, and somebody heard on the spirit box, "There's a sniper with big feet. Help, run." Like the kids were literally screaming, "Help," and run. And the lady on the spirit box repeated it again. "Sniper with big feet." What? That's not a good visual, is it? Of a spirit. And then another one said, "Helmet, helmet." And then I heard bishop. So this was getting serious. My bishops popped in. They knew that Dolly was stuffed. She had no idea what was happening. Something was coming in for the attack. A fucking sniper with big feet. So I said, "Okay, can we just move maybe?" And we moved out the classroom because it went really quiet, and we moved to the stage area. And while I'm doing that, I'm asking my spirit Jack, the soldier, to run and look and see what the hell is happening. I also asked the bishops to go and check out what was happening and to make sure that we were safe. And, that's right, I said to the bishop, I said, "Are we safe, Bishop?" And he said on the spirit box to somebody else that was listening, "It's all in parts, like it's all different layers. And this is another fucking layer that you got to deal with, Dolly. So be prepared." So I was having a heart attack because I was by myself. When we went out to the stage area, the sensors weren't going off and nothing was happening, okay? And then there was an almighty bang at the end of the hall, like huge bang, bang. It was huge. Now, that doesn't happen at my Elmore Memorial Hall. There's no noises. It's just all lovely chatter on the spirit box and a couple of sensors go off. That's it. But there's never a huge bang, an audible bang. And we all heard it. And I just looked at the group and they was just like looking around. And there was a few people there was a few people that just didn't really get it, they just wanted a nice night, something different, a bit of fun, bit tickles, whatever, and they came along with their friend who was really into it. So there was a group that really weren't into it. So I was kind of conscious of that as well. So I thought, what am I going to do? Say that I'd just been attacked by a demon the night before. So what do? Do I say that again? It was weird, right? These people have only spent $35. They don't want to hear about the fucking demons, do they? They just want to see a nice white lady or a little girl or something like that. So I said, "Okay, listen, this is what we got to do." And there was about 4 people that were in, 4 to 5 people that were listening, and the others were just there for a good time, which is fine. Okay, I get it. So I had to say to the people, "Do you mind if we just don't listen to the negativity and we just sit here for a minute? I'm going to call on my spirit guides, and I'd like you to as well, because those noises that we just heard, that is not positive. I'm telling you right now, that is the sniper with big feet trying to get in." And so I said to my spirit guide, "Jack, can you go and get the Masons down at the Zetland Lodge? Go and get them. Go and get the bishops. Go and get Kayla's Steve, like Steve's Kayla's big protector, and he's almost angelic." I said, "Go and get him." Then I said to the living people, "Can you just kind of go with me for a moment, just sit here for just a little bit, if that's all right?" And I swear they thought I was absolutely mad. Anyway, after about 5 minutes, I said, "Jack, are you here?" And there was another girl listening on the spirit box. She said, "Here." I said, "Bishops, are you here?" "Here." "Steve, are you here?" The answer was here. "Masons, John and the Masons, are you here?" "Here." "Great. Can you go and deal with whatever that is? I'll just stay here and I'll shut my mouth." which is unusual for me, right? I mean, you've heard me on the podcast. I like to bang on. So everything went really quiet, okay, as it does. I just felt like all the spirits were going out. Lovely Amy and her mum Sarah, they were just sitting me going, I said, Amy, the energy's changed, hasn't it, babe? She said, yeah, it really has. And she said when she was in the kitchen, she saw something up in the corner of the kitchen looking at her. And I went, what? She said, yeah, I didn't want to look at it. I went, okay, that's not very attractive. And then we gave it about 10 minutes and Amy's mum walked off and she was hearing footsteps, like there was a lot of footsteps. And then I said to another group, the really in tune ones, I said, listen, why don't you guys just go back to the classroom to the kids? So they did. They went back to the classroom and the kids moved the ping pong balls and they were moving the motion sensor toys and they were having a lovely communication and they were really chatting on the spirit box. And then Amy and I heard calm. And then about 5 minutes later, I think it was Kayla Steve said, piss off, Dolly, go home. So I kind of did. I wrapped it up and I thanked my spirits. I did call on Archangel Michael again that night. That was 2 nights in a row. There was something really happened. There was a black moon. I don't know what was going on, but anyway, just goes to show you, hey, you know, I guess where there's light that there's dark, hey, but I was very proud of myself. I did ring Lozzy the next day and go, what's going on? She said, darling, you've stirred up a bloody hornet's nest. I went, oh, great. I've stirred up a hornet's nest of fucking demons and they're all going for me. She said, it's okay. You got all your protectors there and that's what they're there for. Your big spiritual group is protecting you and they're protecting your tours. So it's okay. I went, rightio, maybe I'll just have a little break for a moment, a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. We'll just settle. Well, we'll just settle because I don't like stirring the shit up. I just want to talk to the positive ones and make sure everybody is safe. Oh, but at the end of that night, we were getting the activity back again, but it was all lovely. There wasn't the huge bangs, but there was footsteps. There was nice little touches on their head, you know, like kids touching you. So, I don't know. I managed to turn that, as a friend once said, chicken shit into chicken salad. And hopefully we all went home without any demonic attachments. So there you go. Thanks for listening, guys. Once again, it's just been, been a bit fucking weird. Hasn't it? Been really fucking weird. All right, guys. Until next time. Thanks for listening. Bye.